And over 7.2 million people have entered the United States, either illegally or through the amnesty system, since President Biden came into office. A new investigative documentary by the Epoch Times uncovers how the United Nations and United States work hand in hand to facilitate mass migration. The documentary, called Weapons of Mass Migration, concludes that mass migration is being weaponized to destroy America. The director and host of the documentary, Josua, joins us now to discuss. Josh is also a senior investigative reporter with the Epoch Times. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Stephanie, real pleasure being here.
Absolutely. Now, weapons of mass migration, that's a really strong term. What did you uncover in your documentary that led you to conclude that the immigration crisis is being weaponized against the United States?
Well, the weaponization part ties into, of course, what you're hearing from United Nations members and also groups that are part of the initiative. So, I mean, this requires a couple small steps, so let me just explain it. Basically, what we uncovered is that the mass migration system is not organic. It's not being run by cartels or human traffickers, although they are part of the system. What's really happening is the federal government signed an agreement with the United Nations called the Global Compact for Migration. That has set in place all the different systems throughout Latin America. I went into Panama, I was in Mexico, I was in different parts of the U.S. border, videotaping this process. I have, again, in the documentary. They've established a system to facilitate this. Now, there are different levels of interest. I don't think the U.S. government maybe is trying to destroy America, but again, it's up to people's interpretations. But if you go into the program, the Global Compact for Migration, they're talking about creating global equity, an initiative basically to make the U.S. have a bit more crime and become a bit less poor by taking people from third world countries where they have high crime and high poverty and moving those individuals here, right? That's what it is on paper. And then if you go into other statements from other foreign leaders, Xi Jinping, for example, the Chinese Communist Party, different organizations tied in with it, what they're talking about is what they call the multipolar world order, which requires the tearing down of what they call the unipolar world order. That is a reference to the United States. They basically say the current world is run by the US and Western Europe, and so in order to create a more, let's say, a shared global governance, they need to tear down the United States and tear down Western Europe. And so these programs for illegal mass migration, where are they going to? It's going to the United States and Western Europe to make us more equal, right? Global equity with the third world. And that is what they're doing, it seems.